Hello, okay, I'm back. It's like I was doing something. But anyways, happy Tuesday. I am here from the kitchen. And tonight I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a retread of what I've done before. I've shown you how to kind of layer a salad, but I'm back again because now it's gotten colder outside, although today in Kansas City it was like 72, okay? But it's coming back. That cold weather, it took a break today, but it's going to be coming back. So let's not get it twisted. So I'm going to do what I did last time, only this time I'm going to add chicken to it and to the layering, but I'm still going to start off with my extra virgin olive oil, and I am going to put, let's see how much. What is this? This is like 1/8 of a cup. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take a brush, because what we're going to do is I'm not going to pour it back over. So we're going to take a brush that I have right here. But first, before I do all that, I'm going to go ahead and put on my gloves. Just want to stay in the habit. I use gloves most of the time. Sometimes I don't use gloves, but for the most part, I do try to kind of use gloves because I do have nails and everything like that. And yeah, okay, here we go. Putting these gloves on. Okay, now I got my gloves. I got my 1/8 cup right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to I'm going to twirl this kind of around the bowl. So there's, again, we're all about the essence here. So now I've got this. I'm going to put in my first layer, and that is, I like to have, so what I've got here, I'm just skipping all around. I've got baby bella mushrooms. I've got radishes. Y'all, I found some radishes. I am so happy. I've got some carrots. I've got a couple of like little green onions there, and I've got like the lettuce here. I don't have any red onions. That's totally fine. I might throw some on, later. But so right here, I've got, because the radishes kind of give it like a little bit of a pop. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop up, I'm going to do like a little bit of the radishes here, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the carrots. Now, a funny story about the carrots, I actually went in to look for like a full carrot, right? So that I could kind of do this, and I couldn't find any carrots. And then when I did find carrots, I felt like, full carrots, I felt like they're a little more expensive than I wanted to pay for. I'm going to put a little bit more down here. This is green leaf lettuce that I'm using that layering method here. So then I've got the carrots and the radishes and the mushrooms kind of coming here like this. And then I'm going to add another layer. And as I'm adding these layers, I forgot to get my cheese. But I'll do that. Because for me, I don't necessarily want cheese all throughout, although I have done that before. What's up, nephew? Rodney. Okay, so I have done that before, but I'm just like, sometimes with the cheese, it's a little too much. So I'm adding this. I got my next layer coming on like that, and then I'm just kind of like, getting this together here. And I mean, it's just kind of a way to not waste ingredients. I mean, I'm totally fine. I actually have a backup of extra virgin olive oil, but I know that a lot of people right now are kind of like trying to figure out how they can make things stretch. And this is what I say about vegetables. If you know your family is tolerating vegetables, don't cook all your vegetables at once. Don't, because it's just going to go to waste and it'll break your heart. So what I did is I didn't cut this on camera because I kind of wanted to make this live a little bit faster tonight. What I did was I pulled out 4 of the lettuce leaves of the green lettuce that I have, and I just chopped them up into smaller kind of things because I don't want, I'm going to eat all this food because I'm not getting haunted by my ancestors, but I know, sometimes people aren't vegetable people. They're just kind of doing it, just because. So don't do these huge salads. Don't do these huge bowls of food. Do like a little ramekin of something. Make it stretch a couple more days. That way you can kind of keep adding it. Kind of do it grandma style. Because when I think about like my grandmother, my dad's mom, both my grandmothers cooked, but my dad's mom is what I really have the memories of. I remember she would have a little bit of something every week. Like she would start off on Monday, like when we stayed in the summer, we'd have peas, and she put like a little bit of the peas on our plate, and then we'd have those peas the next day in a warm over, like in some potatoes, some leftover potatoes in like some kind of warm over situation. And then we'd have them one more night, like on Tuesday. And then after that, they were just for lunch. And then we would be done with those peas by Thursday. So we're just going to go ahead and do that and see how this salad is layered right here. It is perfectly layered. You don't have that thing where all it is a mass of just like green lettuce. And again, I like green lettuce, especially. I really like chard. Swiss chard is like one of my favorite kind of things. One of the things I miss about living in New Mexico, besides the mountains and all that other stuff and the people that I knew there, I had a friend that had Swiss chard. She grew this Swiss chard. It was amazing. And of course, you know, they have that in the store and all that stuff. But I do love Swiss chard. It is so, I think you can do so many things with the Swiss chard. You can actually, you know, cook some savory items on there and kind of cook down the chard a little bit. And then use that kind of like as a base for something and have it be like, you know, a stacked, well, I don't want to say stacked, but you can have like a salad situation, but you can make it more of a savory situation. So let me just, one moment, I'm actually gonna have to bring out a block of cheese. And I did something I haven't done in a long time, you guys. I went and I've got like 3 types of graters because I am that extra, but I haven't been using them because I just, you know, I think I used one on a live, like a small one. Yes, of course, Jesse, you know how I roll. So let's see here. But what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for my block of cheese. And for some reason, because I completely forgot to bring it up, here we go. Okay, I found my block of cheese. Okay, I've got that, and then I've got this grater that I have to go get. I'm like, where's my grater at? I have to go find my grater. Where did it go? If I have to, I can use, I've got a smaller grater that I can use, but I wanted to use the bigger one. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, here it is. So I always feel kind of guilty because I buy shredded lettuce sometimes because I don't want to be bothered with doing like grating and stuff. And, you know, I was talking on the phone with my sister and we were talking about, she's like, oh, you should just get some block cheese and you should probably buy a grater. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got 3 different kinds of graters. And then she got really silent on the phone and I felt the judgment through the phone, you guys. Judgment all around from her. Okay, to go ahead. I'm just gonna use a paper plate for this. Paper plate. And I've got this, I've got my block of cheese, and this is a block of, what do I use? My Monterey Jack. Okay, Monterey Jack is like my secret cheese. I love this cheese. I mean, I'm all about it. I'm not a big American cheese fan, but I'll eat it if it's certain, like I'll like a sharp cheddar, I'll do that. But some of them, I'm like, I don't like slices of like cheddar cheese, like the pre-packaged. So that's not my favorite, but if I have to use it, I totally will. You know, I don't want to disrespect that. So I'm just going to do this standard right here. I'm not going to do like the big kind of hunk. We're not doing that. We're just going to kind of do this right here. And I'm going to be realistic about the cheese because one thing I forgot about grated cheese is you always have more of this stuff than you think you have. I'm like, oh, I don't really see a lot. And then you look underneath here and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a pile. But I don't quite have a pile here. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm actually not going to try to distribute it throughout the salad. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stick it on top. Oh, and you know what? I forgot I have tomatoes too. I just didn't even add those. But that's okay because sometimes it's better just, you don't have to use every vegetable in your kind of pantry, your refrigerator to make a salad, unless, I would say, unless you feel like those vegetables are about to go bad. Look at all this cheese, and I always forget about how much cheese I'm gonna have. I'm just like, I just did a couple of those things. Why do I have all this cheese? So look at all of this cheese right here from the grater. Now again, cheese has gone up, you guys, because I can tell you, like last year, shredded cheese was very, very cheap. It was so cheap last year, and now it's gone up, I would say about $1, $1.50 in some cases. And this block cheese is still about the same. It's about $1.99. So, and again, I've got 3 different kinds of graters, so there's no excuse for me. So now I've got this. I've got my salad. I actually have a pretty big cheese to salad ratio. I usually don't do this, but that's okay. And again, it's okay if, let's say, I think, man, this is probably enough cheese here because I didn't put a lot of lettuce in here. So that's okay. What I can do is I can actually put this in another container. So maybe I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oof. Okay, I'm back on camera. I'm going to put this in another container right here. And let's see here. Put this in another container. Now you got to be careful with this cheese grating because it can get kind of, you know, messy. You are going to have a little bit of cleanup there. So just something to be aware of. That's why I like to use, like, you know, cutting boards, all that stuff to do it on top of, because I'm gonna have like a serious cleanup tonight. That is okay though. See here, and now I've got to cover this up, covering it up like this. I've got my cheese over here I'm done with this cheese. Okay, so now, because you noticed something, I did not season it. I will actually take the rest of this extra virgin olive oil and actually will kind of put it on top. I usually don't want to use this much, but look, it's okay. Nothing matters anymore, right? Okay, so I've got a little bit of this balsamic vinegar, and I'm just gonna use a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. What's up, Kara? We're just gonna use a little bit of this here. This is, I've got a teaspoon. I'm just gonna use a teaspoon of balsamic. Just a teaspoon. Okay, come on, come on, come on. We're gonna get this out of here like this. We're gonna kind of, this is like we're doing that drizzle thing. We're drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. I'm gonna kind of stir this up a little bit. Just a little bit in here. Okay, now that I've got that all taken care of here, see what I did right here? You're like, did you cook these breaded, this? No, I didn't. What I did is that if you are someone like me, like I'll cook chicken, I don't have a problem with that. I'll bake it, whatever, but I need those fast kind of lunches, right? I need a fast lunch. And so these breaded chicken patties, which are actually less expensive than getting the chicken tenders a lot of times, I get those, I cook them up in my air fryer, I wait for them to kind of cool off a little bit, and then I cut them. Yay, hi, my little nephew, my little Indiana nephew. Hello. Hello, Mr. E. Okay, so what I like to do is because I used to try to unthaw them, and then I would like cut them and then put them in the air fryer, but it got really messy, and so I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. We're just gonna and I slice it like this. If I wanted to, I could, if I wanted to quote unquote make it stretch, I could cut these in half and then make 2 salads, and again, it would be more of a side salad. Like this is going to be my entree tonight, which is fine. And let's see here. So I'm going to season this with some herb de Provence. And yes, I'm a Spanish speaker, not a French speaker. So I know there's some French speakers that heard that and just started gasping all over the place. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I can actually read French though. And I do understand the conjugations and all that stuff. I just cannot speak it. Okay, so I have got this like this. Let me just kind of put this over here. So see how easy that was? You are in a hurry and you're like, I need a little bit of protein in here. I need a little bit of lettuce. But remember, if you've got people that don't really like that salad and you want them to have a little bit, there's nothing wrong with the ramekin, okay? We're not judging the ramekin. This is amazing. You can put a little bit of this side salad in here. You could cut these into fourths. And, like if you had to serve a couple more people, everybody would get like a little bit of protein and then we'd get this salad. So no shame. Remember, if you know people don't like the vegetables, don't force it down them. Now, if you're a child watching, that's a little bit different. That's between you and your parents. Do not get Aunt Lady in trouble. But I'm saying as far as if you've got adults and whatever and all that stuff that are like, yeah, I know I need to eat it, but I don't want to eat a lot. Just give them a little bit. Give them a ramekin, and then you can make that stretch. Okay, so I'm trying to like kind of mise en place, but anytime you do a salad, you're just taking risks. You're taking risks all over the place to see. And let me just go ahead and move this. Now, what am I doing next? Okay, next, because I'm not really doing a side thing because again, the salad is kind of the side. I threw some protein on it, so that's going to be the entree. So now we're going to do a mocktail. Now this one, you know what I haven't done in a long time? I've got these graham cracker crust for the glass right here. I have not done this in a long time. I don't know if this is going to stick, okay? It's not looking like it wants to stick. I think I did I don't even know what I did wrong. Hang on. Can I just kind of do this? See, this is live, and I'm keeping it real with y'all right now, okay? I'm really keeping it real here. Okay, well, that looks kind of crazy, but that's okay, because you got the intent. There's graham cracker crust on here, so technically, I feel like there's an easier way I could have done this, but I don't know. Okay, that's not really working here, but you know what we'll do? We will fix it later, is what we're going to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have got this right here. Now, oof, this is not the fanciest, and I have it upside down too. That would have been really sad if I would have used that. We all would have been sad. Okay, rest in peace, my cabinets, because I am going to be using, where did it go? Some fresh cranberries that I got for fresh cranberries actually don't cost a lot of money, but they might be cheaper if you get the small canned one. So again, no judgment. Do what's in your heart. Do what's in your wallet. This is like, what is this? A quarter cup? Let's just do that because I actually am going to use these cranberries for one more day because I actually at Walmart, I found, what do you call that stuff? Some pie crust, but like the little mini pie crusts that you can use. Okay, this is like, hang on, again, here we go, just like that. So this is like a quarter right here. Come on, there you go. I found some of those mini pie crusts, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can like use. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. I can use the cranberry filling, and I can do pies, and then I can take like some graham crackers, and I've got my I don't know where I put it at, my graham cracker bag right here. So I put graham crackers in here, and then I just kind of roll over them. I do have a rolling pin that I can use. I keep forgetting I have those, but yeah, I just kind of roll over them with a rolling pin or something like that, getting them nice and fine, and I just kind of throw them on top to kind of get like a feeling of like, you've had like a nice little pie, like a nice little like cranberry pie or whatever you want to do with the filling. Very easy to do, and just put like a little like butter on the crust and stuff like that, and it does taste really kind of homey. I baked mine. They said, oh, you can bake it for 5-10 minutes. No, I wanted to feel cozy and rustic. So I baked mine for about 15-20 minutes at 350. But again, it depends on your oven, all the things. But I loved it. It was this nice kind of little crunch, a nice little cozy crunch yesterday because it was not super warm. Okay, next I have got my applesauce in here. And let's see here. I'm going to eyeball this. What is this? This is like a half a cup. Okay, I think this is about a half a cup. So we got a half a cup of this. Now this is sugar free, and that's okay because we've got the cranberries, the fresh cranberries have sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this out here. This is one of those things. I always want to make sure I'm getting everything out of here so we can get our money's worth. So here we go. Putting that in here like this. Okay. And what I could have done is mix it in one of my little, because I have a whole cocktail set that I keep forgetting I have. Like, I'm like, I should have used that. Or I'll be like, I need to buy one. And I'll be like, oh, wait, I already have one. Okay, so now we are going on to, I'm like, you can't see it. It's off camera, but I'm looking at my sad little graham cracker crust. It's like, girl, why did you forsake me? It's okay. I've got plans. I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, this is a cup. So we're going to put a cup in here. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put a cup in here because I'm mixing it like this, and we'll see what happens. And I'm also going to take this off of here because I'm not going to have any control. So I'm also going to move this just in case because I don't want it to get in my salad, just in case we do have another disaster like we had a couple weeks ago. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little pulsing. Okay, okay, pulse, 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 pulse. Okay, now I'm looking at this, and you know what I think it needs? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some of this graham cracker in here because we're going to it's going to kind of feel like some kind of, and I did not measure that, but let me just measure this out. So we're going to save this. We're going to save it. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. It's like, we're going to save the Apple Festival. Okay. This is 3/4 of a teaspoon. So I think that's all about what we need here. Now I do use both the metal and kind of like the plastic measuring things, just because like on some of the plastic ones, the etching, it's worn away. I just happen to know because I've been cooking for a while, you know, what the sizes are, like especially the bigger ones. But for the metal, like for my serious cooking, just pressing this a little bit. I'm just gonna give it a pulse. Okay, we have pulsed this. Okay, this has been pulsed, thoroughly pulsed. And now I'm back with this, but that's okay, because I think what happened is, you know, you're supposed to like, I had put like a little bit of water at the top of here, but I think it was too much, and then it just kind of like went a little crazy. So I'm going to try to do this again. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. It's okay if it doesn't work. Okay, I'm just going to move you out of the way, and we're going to unplug you. Remember to unplug these things, because then you'll have like, it won't be such a happy thing. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. That's a little better. Come on. I mean, it's not the best. It's not the worst. Maybe like one more time. We're just gonna... I know that, you know, I distribute these on YouTube and TikTok, and I know some bartender person is probably gonna watch this and just be like, girl. So I know, I can already hear you saying, girl, come on. Or, whew. They'll say, well, you know what? And this is my favorite. You know, you can't be good at everything, right? You can't be good at everything. And then like my little feelings will get hurt. Okay, not really. Okay, here we go. We got this right here. We got this cranberry apple juice. And the reason why do I use apple juice? Because not sorry, apple juice, apple sauce with the Fuji apple sparkling water, because it's going to give it kind of like this nice little, and I'm going to actually add a little bit more on here. Well, first I'm going to taste it, because I don't want to mess up my thing for my picture. Okay. This is it's very kind of like, you can taste the fresh cranberry and the apples, so nothing is taking over. So that's good. Let's see here. Now I've got some leftover cranberries that I did not use. And I know in my mind, I know I have these swizzle sticks, but I cannot for the life of me find them. That's okay. That's okay. Because I've got this right here, which is a metal straw that will also act as, oh, oof, that looks kind of crazy. Okay, well, whatever. Let's go with it. Okay. Now it looks like an abacus here. Let me just kind of take this off here. Okay, I'm gonna do this. See how fancy I am? Oh, whoops. The other one that wasn't really secured on there kind of fell off. Whew, okay. One more, let's just do like maybe one more. Oh, whoops, that's not all the way. Come on. Okay, so now we've got this 3 right here, and boom, like this. It is not perfect, you guys, but I think, you know, I mean, I do like fresh cranberry, so I'm totally gonna eat this, but that's what we got right here. We have got it right here. I'll take a picture. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Fuji apple here to this. I'm actually gonna take this off of the, okay, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit more. See, what do we got? 2/3 of a cup. I don't know if I'll do that much. The reason why I wanted to keep it low is because I was pulsing this a couple weeks ago, and whatever I had, it like flew up, and it was like, I had to clean that up after the video and stuff. So I was like, I need to be more mindful about this. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead. Throw this in here. Now, if I want it to be super, super, super cozy, because I've got, you know, there's like graham crackers in here. If I wanted to be extra with it, I would add like some whipped topping to it. I don't know, I'm on the fence if I want to do that or not. Okay, there we go, just like that. Okay, so we have got that going on. It looks really good. Okay. Now it's going to be a little bit more apple centric, but that's okay. Just put that back in there. There we go. And let's go ahead, like now that I've destroyed my kitchen, and listen, I get why people are like, gosh, I love to cook, but I hate to clean up and whatever. But I mean, to me, it's still worth it because I'm saving a lot of money, but not just saving money. I love to cook. I love to kind of, entertain. I'm an ambivert that will entertain. I basically, sometimes I'm very extroverted, but a lot of times I'm kind of introverted. I'm only extroverted if I feel like a situation warrants it. But if I don't have to be extroverted, I will kind of just sit quietly and just observe and all that other stuff. I know, like, people who know me really know me, but know that about me. But yeah, so anyways, I just kind of try to save that extroversion, for a special occasion. Just kidding. Okay, so here we go. This right here, cheers to you. I'm going to take a picture of that. And I've actually been writing down recipes. When I'm done with this broadcast, I'm going to go to my Aunt Lainey's kitchen, and I've been doing a lot of I just finished last night. Scheduling all the posts for November for Quaint and Cozy KC. So now I'm going to be doing it for Aunt Lainey's kitchen, and I've got some recipes in progress and everything like that. And let's see here. I will do one more look-see of of this here. Of my salad. See, it's a very simple thing. I'll take a picture of it so you can have depth. I will tell you though also today, and I'm going to post this. So what I was going to originally do is, remember a couple weeks ago when I made those cucumber boats, and I was going to do, I think I did do it with the seaweed, the wraps and all that stuff, and I just was like, I just didn't have the right kind. I think I did it with there was a lot going on. So this time what I did is I didn't do it on camera because I needed to get used to it. I used the spring, kind of like, the things that you put in spring rolls, like the rice noodles. I did that. I cooked up a little bit of it, and then I fried that along with, I think I had carrots, and I had like maybe green onions in there, and I feel like I had something else, and what I did was I marinated it in gochujang sauce, and I also used ginger and lemon and lime juice in there as well. It had a nice taste to it, and I will post the pictures. Very easy to make, and really, I was like, oh man, these are really kind of savory, and it was like, vegetarian. So I was like, right on. Okay, and on that note, you guys can find me at AuntLainey'sKitchen.com, where my blog is. You can also listen to my podcast, Aunt Lainey's Kitchen Podcast, and YouTube and Tickety Talk and Instagram and all of that stuff. And I will see you, next Tuesday I will not be here because I have a family thing for one of my nephews, but I probably will either post on Monday or Wednesday of that week, just to kind of I could even do Friday. I go back and forth on that. But anyways, I will post something next week. I just won't be here on Tuesday. Okay, take care everyone, and I will talk to you soon.